Hi guys, welcome back to my channel with me, Aaron. So for those of you that don't know me, my name's Aaron Sibley. First and foremost, I'm a singer-songwriter, music producer, and what else am I?
Annoying.
And I am back today for some new content for you guys. Well, clearly I've forgotten to speak English. Anyway, we're going to be reacting to the running order of the Eurovision Song Contest 2021 in this video today. So the EBU has released the running order for the semi-finals of the song contest. They've also released on the Eurovision YouTube page, well that was hard to say, Eurovision YouTube page, a running order video that kind of recaps the songs. So it'll give us a great idea of how we think each song's going to do, especially in kind of a live environment where we can compare the songs and see which ones perform well and which ones stand out, which ones maybe fall to the back and which ones are overshadowed by other ones. So I always think these videos give us a huge indication of how the song's actually going to do in terms of qualifying, because you know, you might really love one song but it could end up being sandwiched in between two powerhouse songs, and vis-a-vis it gets overshadowed. So them's the way that the cookie crumbles sometimes. So yeah, I really wanted to do a video reacting to the running order that they had released, because when I did my other reaction videos for the songs, my opinion has just completely changed for a lot of them. After I've watched the video, I'm gonna do a prediction of what 10 songs I think will qualify into the final, based on how these songs are interacting with each other in the lineup and if any are sort of overshadowed and whatnot, and we're gonna make a prediction based on that. So straight away I can see that we're opening and closing with some big contenders. That's definitely a wise move. I think that'll be really cool to start off with the route. In there, sandwiched in, we've got some other cool songs. I can see my favourites are in there. So let's watch the recap video for the lineup in the first semi-final. Yeah, so we're going to start off with the route. Now this is a very wise decision, I think, because you can see that they're going to have a performance that's going to be iconic, I think I would even say. It is going to be a bop that everyone's going to be dancing along to, and it's really going to set the bar really high. And to, you know, the casual viewer, this is definitely going to be something that will grab the interest, and I think that that will definitely help them in terms of qualifying. Like, we've reacted to this, we know behind the scenes, we know the songs, but remember, a lot of the people that watch Eurovision, actually a lot of them don't even watch semi-finals, but if they are to tune in for the semi-finals, this is the first that they're hearing of these songs. So the experience that we got last year for the first time with the route, people will be having for the first time here in the semi-final one. So just think about that for a second. Okay, so in second place we have Anna Soklic, Amen. Now, she is a vocal powerhouse, and the song is huge and powerful. Following the route is difficult. Going second in general is difficult. So let's be honest, I think that invariably, inevitably, this song will probably be forgotten, especially coming after the route, but who knows if she'll qualify. Okay, so after Anna, we have a Russian woman. You know what, it's been so much time since we've had this and I still haven't made my mind up even if I like it or not. This one has that sort of sense of uniqueness though, so it has that to sort of make it stand out, that I think Anna Soklic, she didn't quite have that sense of uniqueness, you know, to stand out against all these other songs. So I think it's clear to see that Slovenia is sandwiched between two very in-your-face entries this year. So, I mean, good for Lithuania, good for Russia, bad for Slovenia. And then after Russia, Sweden. You know, let's be honest, I think we can all safely say that these are going to qualify. This is, so far, definitely the most commercial song. And I quite like how they've got the running order so far, because, you know, we start off with this discotheque song, which is funky, you know, and then that's followed by a kind of gospel-y choir kind of track, then followed by a Russian song with very traditional kind of ethnic elements, and then again followed by a very commercial kind of current pop song. So nothing feels the same yet, and I enjoy the fluctuations of the different genres of music. So that's smartly done. So Sweden, big tick, you'll go through if you perform that well, because this song is very catchy. Okay, next up we have Australia coming next. This is really hard to call for this one because I've been reading into this song and I think that there is a kind of Marmite opinion, you know, like love it or hate it. I am obsessed with this song. I really freaking like it. So maybe I'm biased, but I'm like, please qualify, you're so good. But objectively, it's very hard to say if she will qualify because she's just followed Sweden, which obviously is like a powerhouse in this competition. So, you know, if people just don't happen to particularly like it, watching it live, then the jury might give them nil points. So it's hard to say. I would love to see them qualify though, because I think that this song is so cool. Okay, next up we have The Greatest Showman. Oh, I'm sorry, North Macedonia. We just had Sweden, then we just had Montaigne, upbeat songs, and now we're kind of going down in the beats and we're going for a sort of low tempo, very musical theatre inspired ballad kind of track. And I think it can be quite difficult for a ballad to come next, especially one with a weaker kind of identity. When I was watching this, I think I mentioned that it was quite hard to sort of sing along because it didn't have a very clear chorus. So for somebody watching it for the first time that isn't a big fan of musical theatre, they're kind of gonna just not gonna remember this song at all. And going through these like live now, it does feel like it's kind of got lost a bit. But next up we have Ireland, and I think that that point is going to work out well for Ireland following a song that could potentially be a bit lost. So yeah, we've just gone down to a ballad, we're going back up to more of an upbeat, kind of folk, traditional kind of pop elements, would you say? It does sound very Irish, doesn't it? Anyway, I'm looking forward to see how she performs this because I think this song is so cool. It's a feel-good song. There's potential for Ireland to qualify. I'm just gonna put it out there, it's in the maybe pile. So next up we have Elena Sagreno. I don't really have anything to say about this other than it better damn qualify because girl, so good. I've been singing this non-stop. This is gonna be a performance of a lifetime. You know that this is gonna be lights, camera, action, honey. And she's gonna have backup dancers, she's gonna have great vocals, she looks stunning. People are gonna love her. So I feel like we're on the rise here. Like we've had North Macedonia, which was very like, you know, soft and sweet. And then we had like an up-tempo Irish song. And then we're in like a kind of fire, lights, in your face, upbeat track. So we're climbing a mountain. So yeah, it's definitely a very good position for Cyprus to be in and people will be ready for the song when it comes. Let's see if we can continue climbing with Norway. It's funny because I actually really love this song. It's quite catchy, into it, but hearing it after Cyprus straight away now, I'm a bit underwhelmed. I'm a bit like, oh, okay. It's not as good as I thought. I'm a falling. So yeah, Norway, I mean, it's definitely not as in your face as Cyprus was. It's a bit more mid-tempo, which is fine because we don't want everything to be at 100 the whole time watching a live show. And you know, a dip can be good, like, you know, if you get sour cream and chive, for example. But if you have a dip in the tempo and the song doesn't quite make you feel great and it's a bit underwhelming.
If the dip is like Sainsbury's guacamole.
Girl, Norway is Sainsbury's guacamole. I can't say that it's going to do that great because it did feel a little bit like it was getting lost for me. Especially following Cyprus, that is hard to do. But, you know, like, I still think it's a cool song, so people might vote for it. Okay, so, next up we have Albina. This is TikTok, and every time I see this I think, oh, it's Albania, but her name is Albina. It's not Albania, it's Croatia. Anyway, so this song is TikTok, which has such a catchy hook. Following Norway, yeah, I think they're in a good place because I think after Norway, this will go down a treat because it's a very clear identity. It is a foot tapper, this song. So they're in a good, strong position, I think. I mean, watching this live in my guts, it just felt like, yeah, okay, cool, this is fun, I'm liking this, so. Following off from TikTok, we have Hooverphonic. This song might get some points. It's very different from the others. It's more like a low tempo track. You know, depending on how they do it on the stage, that might be quite interesting. I just think the song's kind of boring. It definitely might be a shock qualifier. I mean, it's just followed such an upbeat contemporary track, and so to have this like slower beat, kind of moody, melancholy track, you know, people might be like really in the mood for that kind of song. I think in a way this song is kind of like a much needed palate cleanser from all of the other upbeat tracks that we've heard so far, because people will be like, okay, you know, we're going back down into the slow beat. It's kind of like having the ginger when you're ready to try the next bit of sushi, you know? Although, don't eat sushi, Seaspiracy. Okay, now that Seaspiracy's out of the way, let's move on. So after Belgium, we have the one and only iconic, amazing, the queen of everything, Elaine.
Elaine Ferreira.
Elaine from financing. Oh my god, LOL. Clearly her name is not Elaine, it's Eden. Girl, her last name's not even Elaine. Eden Elaine, with the song Set Me Free. This song was revamped and I was kind of like, yeah, okay, like it's still very much like the same song with like subtle changes, but then I've been listening to it non-stop, and those subtle changes that they did to the song have made it the song that I love. She clearly is a young star in the Meow King, and she is going to perform this House Down Boots Mama on the stage. You know that she's going to give you the performance of your life. Following on from Belgium as well, I think that that is such a cool place for Eden to be, because her song is dope and Belgium's song was like a slower tempo, you know, not my favourite kind of track, so I think that coming after that she's in a strong position to have a lot of impact on the viewers. Especially with, I just hope she whips out some choreography, that would be awesome. Okay, so next up we have Roxanne, Romania, Amnesia, kind of going down again, another dip in the tempo, but this dip is, this is like the one that everyone wants. Even though it is a kind of dip in tempo and she does these kind of half beats and she kind of breaks it down into halftime in her tracks, it's just such, it's a very cool song. I think following Israel's track, it's not, she could have been in a stronger position, because if she was to follow like Belgium, for example, then I'll be like, yes, that's the best position for her to be in, because it'll be such a cool, having an impact. But even though she's following a song which I think will do really well, I still think she'll have a huge impact on the audience, because this song has a very clear identity. She's very, as an artist, she's very cool, and she's got a very clear aesthetic, very clear song style, blah, 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 blah. So, you know, the song itself has so much flair and personality and charisma and emotion. And so I think that, to be honest with you, I don't really care where they put Romania. I feel like it will definitely do well. If she performs it well. If she f***s that up, then she won't, but she won't.
That's the case for every song.
True. And next up, we are following that with Azerbaijan. This song is, it's hard to compare it to Romania's, you know, so it's definitely gonna have that uniqueness that will make it stand out. I'm not sure that they have quite as much impact watching this in like the live order, coming after Israel and Romania. But again, music is subjective, so that's just my personal opinion. Other people might feel other ways, especially with this track. But objectively speaking, I think that this is definitely in the running for qualifying. So far in the running order, we've had a lot of like roller coasters and fluctuations in terms of the speeds of tracks and the feel of tracks, but also in terms of the different genres. So yeah, with Azerbaijan, it's definitely adding a sense of uniqueness and difference. So I think people will like that when we are watching it live. Talking about individuality, we have Ukraine next. Now this is one of the most unique sort of style, kind of folky kind of sounding songs this year, I think. It is different to all tracks we've heard yet, so their artistry is very unique. And in terms of the running order, I think no matter where they place, they are a strong contender, and I think that they're going to do well no matter where, so it actually doesn't really matter for them. They're always going to stand out because they're such a unique band. So yeah, moving on, after these guys we have got Destiny, Malta, Jimikas. Similar kind of thing. I think that no matter where she goes, she will do well and she will be very memorable. Closing the show is very difficult, but this is a good track to do it because it ends on a real high. I guess you could say that it's at a disadvantage because Ukraine's song is so unique and upbeat and is a very cool track in itself. But to be honest with you, I don't think that it is at a disadvantage because Malta itself is also a song with its own song identity, its own charisma, its own personality in itself. So I think that Any other song could have got lost following Ukraine, but not for Malta. Wow, it feels like an emotional roller coaster going through that live, like how it's going to be on the actual semi-finals. I think the EBU have done a good job at creating the running order. It feels like it flows really nicely, and it has a lot of ebbs and flows in terms of the beats, in terms of the song speeds, the vibes, and the genres. So I think they've done a good job with that, making it feel like it has a good direction. There are like certainly some songs that I do feel have been disadvantaged in where they've been placed, because they are sandwiched in some songs that are really impactful. So that is unfortunate for them, but the actual show in itself I think was very cohesive, and it's going to be quite a cool semi-final. I'm going to just make my predictions and I'll be back.
A few moments later.
One thing that's worth saying straight away is that this is going to be an absolute bloodbath, because there is so much talent in this one semi-final alone, and it's actually hard to say which ones I think will be definite qualifiers, because there are so many talented and incredible songs this year. And as well, personally, songs that I really love, I am thinking might not go through because they are up against some other absolute powerhouses. So these songs that I've put through this year that I predict will probably be going through the route Lithuania. I think that they are an incredibly talented band with a very clear artistry, and people will absolutely eat them up when they're on stage, so they absolutely will go through. After that we had Slovenia. I am afraid I do not think Slovenia will go through. It is sandwiched between two tracks that have a very strong impact, and I think it will get lost. So I don't think that Slovenia will qualify into this competition in this semi-final. Next, Russia. Yes, I think they will go through, and also they're a big country with a lot of supporters in other countries, so they'll definitely have a lot of votes. I'm sure that they will qualify into the final. After Russia we had Sweden. You know, even though they were following a song that had a lot of originality, it didn't matter, because Sweden always send very accomplished songwriters and singers, and this year they did great. So this song will definitely go straight through and qualify to the final. Australia. I love this song, and I really wish I could say, yeah, it's gonna go through. But I don't know. I really don't know. If it was any other semi-final, then I possibly give them the green light, because this year there is so much competition and so much talent. I think they might get overshadowed by some other songs. I'm also gonna have like a maybe pile, so I'm gonna put them in the maybe pile. So for Australia, I'm not gonna say yes they'll qualify, but I'll put them in the maybe pile because it's probably not likely that they will qualify. North Macedonia. Now I knew from the start when I first heard this song that it didn't have a very clear, catchy hook to it, which, I mean, you know, every song doesn't need that, of course, but when you're entering a song competition and you know you have 3 minutes of your time to just make your impact and make people remember your song, I don't think that North Macedonia have done that, because it is sandwiched in between Australia and Ireland, which are two very strong songs. I think it will get lost. So those guys I don't think will qualify. After that we had Ireland. Now I again love this song, and I really hope that she does really well. However, it's a similar situation with Australia. If it was any other semi-finals, I'd be like, yeah, send them through. But because there's so much talent surrounding them in these semi-final, I think as well it might be overshadowed. So I'm not gonna give them a thumbs down, no. I'm gonna also put them in the maybe pile. Next up we had Cyprus in the running. Cyprus, I think, are powerhouses. I think that they are stepping up their game, especially in the last few years, and I am obsessed. If she does a great job, of course, they're going through, they've qualified. So yeah, I think that Cyprus will do well, and I think that they'll qualify in this one. Now, following Cyprus, we had Norway. Norway, you know, if you listen to it on its own, it's a nice track, and I really enjoy it, even now when I listen to it. But because it's followed Cyprus, I was just like, oh, I felt a little bit like not quite as excited for this performance. I think that they might just miss out because of that. They don't quite have the same impact as a lot of other tracks do this year. Also, I'm not sure about his wings that they have got for his performance, so I don't know, it kind of cheapens it a bit. So no, I think that those guys will not qualify this year, unfortunately for them. Next we had Croatia. This one was TikTok, and I still stand by what I said. This is one of the most catchiest hooks in the songs from this year because it's just got such a cool vibe to it and it's very, very memorable. Now this is one of the first songs I reacted to, which is way back when now, but it is still very memorable. Like, I can just sing it and hum it, and I find myself doing so often. So I think that people will feel the same way, and she actually released a music video which was so cool. I was like, she's a cool artist. So I think that a lot of people will definitely vibe to this song, really enjoy it, and I think that she will be a qualifier for the semi-final. Following this very cool, upbeat, poppy kind of track that we had from Croatia, we have Belgium. Kind of like what I said with Australia when I said it was a kind of Marmite song, in the sense that I think people will love it or hate it. I think that this could be like a shock qualifier, but I'm still going to go ahead and say that I don't think that it will qualify. So after Belgium, we have Israel. Yeah, they're going to qualify. Tick, put them through. Next. Yeah, I'm definitely biased. Anyway, whatever, they're going through, put them through. Next up, Romania, similar thing, put them through, they deserve to be there. Roxanne is amazing, the song is incredible, and I think that people will really enjoy this song, and they will definitely get the votes, and Romania, you're through. Girl, good luck. Next up, Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan did add that element of interest because they have that unique kind of ethnic kind of sound to their song. They also have these really strong hook lines to this track and a lot of different interesting elements. Azerbaijan always do very well in the competition, so to be honest with you, all of that combined, I think that they will definitely be qualifying. I will be shocked if they don't qualify. After Azerbaijan, we had Ukraine. You know, Azerbaijan is a very strong song, so to follow that could be potentially quite difficult, but Ukraine is a very unique song as well in themselves, so I think that they will just stand out no matter where they are. They will qualify, I'm absolutely sure of it. This song, I mean, we saw them last year, we saw how unique they were with Solove, so for them to come back and have another very cool sounding track, I think that they will do very well. And if any of you guys watched her music video, or even the revamp, you will see that the band just let loose, and they are just bringing it all to the party. So if they bring that kind of energy on the stage, then yeah, they are through, tick. And then lastly, we ended the show with Malta. Again, same kind of idea with Ukraine. If Destiny sings well and the song is as strong as it is, then it doesn't matter where she is placed because she will do amazingly. Yeah, I am 100% certain that she'll qualify unless she trips over on stage and can't sing a word after it. I don't know. If disaster strikes, then there's a chance she won't go through, but that just won't happen. I think as we know now that she is like the #1 that people are really loving this year, so yeah, absolutely she'll qualify. So to sum up there, what I have predicted the semi-final will be Lithuania, Russia, Sweden, Cyprus, Croatia, Israel, Romania, Azerbaijan, Ukraine and Malta, and I have given maybes to Australia and Ireland just because I think that they could be shock qualifiers. Yeah, so those are the solid 10 songs that I think will be qualifying this year. You know, I could be wrong, could be right, who knows. Yeah, all in all, I think that this is going to be an incredible semi-final. You can see here that we have so many incredible, talented musicians with some banging songs, so I think that this is definitely going to be a cool show and I can't wait to watch it. In fact, I think in the UK, by the time Eurovision is happening, there'll be some easing on the coronavirus measures, so I think we can have like friends around in the garden or something like that, or even indoors, I think. Is it from the same household? I don't know, whatever the rules are. The idea that we can celebrate Eurovision when it's released as semi-normal situation, that would be so cool. It's like a dream come true. So thanks to you guys for tuning in once again. Let me know in the comments below if you agree with this prediction and what you guys think will be the ones to be going through. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and of course subscribe. If you want to hear any of my music, I have links in the description and also some maybe popping up here. Boop, 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 boop. So until next time, stay safe and just stay positive and stay cool. Bye! So we've got Azerbaijan.
You didn't, that wasn't a sentence.
Oh.
It was
So
still Azerbaijan.
Azerbaijan.